Hey, what's going on? This is the Shot Callers Podcast, episode number 2. Joined here with Calvo Griffin.
Hey, welcome back for episode 2 of the Shot Callers Podcast. I am Calvo G, along with my co-host,
Sean Yabui.
Yabui! They waiting on who next.
All right.
So we are live, you all. Please be sure as you join in and listen to tap the hearts, give us some likes. Be sure to also follow our page, the Shot Callers Podcast, on Facebook as well as on Instagram. So we are back for episode 2, you all. Last week we stepped out of our comfort zone, as we kind of talked. If y'all missed it last week. We stepped out of our comfort zone. We did the first episode. It was great. The responses have been amazing. Hold on, I'm changing it over to Yabui real quick.
Yeah, still working out the technical difficulties on episode 2, but yes, we're going to go ahead and get into some news and some different things that we have set up, that Calvo has set up. Calvo, go and hit that fan for me real quick, bro. Try to get this sound all nice and crispy. All right, back to Calvo.
All right, so yes, we are ready for tonight. So you all tuning in. Tonight's episode we have dubbed Framing the Vision, Storyboard, Scripts, and Spontaneous Moments. So we'll be breaking down all of that and more. But first, I have to just kind of talk about last week's episode. Like I said, last week we talked about the difference between the script and the screenplay. Just really introducing ourselves. Again, I am Calvo G, writer, director, producer, and the man of many hats, as well as my cohort, Yabui, Sean Yabui, who is a dynamic cinematographer, DP, and also a man of many talents. And so we want to again welcome you all to the Shot Callers Podcast, where we will be talking everything cinema, from gear to set pieces to cinematic news and more. So thank you all for tuning in. So let's get down to what we have going on today. I'm so excited. So tonight we'll be kind of breaking down our topic for the night is, have you ever watched a movie or music video and you just thought like, man, this looks amazing. This looks amazing. I have, and I've that's what kind of got me into film and everything. And so that's what we're talking about, from basically as a writer, director, and even as a cinematographer, taking something from the notes to the script to the storyboard, the mood board, and bringing it to life. But before we get there, I do want to have just a regular conversation with you,
Yes, sir.
Yabui. So yeah, thank you all who all are watching live with us now. Be sure to interact with us in the comments. We really enjoy that. And so if you have anything that you want to join or say, be sure to put that in the comments for us. However, we have been receiving some very gracious feedback from our first episode. Thank you all who tuned in, who liked it, who shared it, who came up to us in person, or shot us a text and just said how it kind of impacted you and how you all were moved by the podcast. So I just first want to start off by thanking everybody for that. But yeah, so let's get into the cinematic news. So what we will dub as the real rundown. Give me some.
Yup.
So starting off news today, Yabui, have you seen all the talk that's been going around with Scarlett Johansson?
No, I have not. I did record a little TikTok video to play, and just did you have any videos or anything of her?
No, I don't have anything of Scarlett, but if you have something, let's definitely play that. And then we go into detail about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that right now. Stand by, everybody. Here we go.
Scarlett Johansson says she declined Universal Pictures' request to join Instagram to help promote her upcoming film Jurassic World Rebirth. The actress is among the rare Hollywood A-listers who aren't on social media, and she wants to keep it that way. Johansson opened up about the pressure to join Instagram in InStyle's latest cover story. She told the magazine, I mean, even today I got an email from Universal Pictures and they're like, hey, would you consider joining Instagram in tandem with the release of Jurassic World Rebirth? I get a lot of pressure to join social media. When contemplating joining the social platform before, she said she's asked herself, is there a way I could do this and stay true to who I am? It didn't feel like I could. However, Johansson does acknowledge the potential of social media from a business angle, having appeared on the Instagram feed of her skincare company The Outset. She said, the work that I put out there is all based in truth. That's the key ingredient. So if I was a person who really enjoyed social media, then I could totally get on the bandwagon. But I'm not, and I think the film will do fine. Johansson will star in...
So yeah, so basically the premise of what that video was talking about is like how the movie Jurassic World is really so Scarlett Johansson, I was not aware of this until now, that she was not on social media. But they were trying to get her to, break her I guess you could say her tenure of not going on social media to like come on and make a page to promote the movie. But like she's like, social media is against what I stand for. Like I don't want to be taken by like the rings of like everything that comes along with it and kind of, you know, uh allow myself to change for social media. Like I'd rather just live in the shadows. And so my question for you is like, how do you feel about as a filmmaker, like being on social media?
I think social media is vital. You need to promote. I mean, at first it's your passion. You want to be creative and make a great project, but you know, money makes the world go round, and you need everyone on the team to hop on and turn this movie into a profit. Otherwise, you can't make any movies in the future. So you have to do what you have to do to get this movie to go. Because I mean, she signed up for this. She signed up to become an actress and become world recognized, world renowned, and you have to help with the movie to push it, no matter what whether it's social media or going on those little press events and everything. You just have to go in and push it. So you could just set up your Instagram and just do it just for that marketing and promotion, and then that's it. You don't have to do anything else with social media. But yeah, you definitely have to help them push. I mean, that's why you're in the business. You're to live your passion, and then you need to make some money as well.
Yeah, no, I agree. So for me, like I get both things. So I'm on social media and I do a lot on social media, but I feel like from an independent filmmaker standpoint, I feel like social media is my biggest tool. Like I'm able to promote myself, get my word out there, events, find talent, find crew. Like it is like pivotal to be on social media. However, I know people uh who are against social media because they feel like it's so much negativity that comes with social media and they stay off of it. And so I could kind of see her standpoint from that, but I think you brought up a good standpoint, a good point viewpoint too on it. It's just that like as an actor or actress, like you have a responsibility to promote this film. um so today's time everything is on social media. Like that is where people go to find their news, to find everything entertainment. So for that reason, I do believe that like she could, eventually get on social media to help promote the movie. But one of the things that she said to kind of like counteract the people coming against her is like Jurassic World, Jurassic Park, is a big enough movie that like it really doesn't need her to push it. This is a franchise that has been around since probably before she even started acting. I'm not sure how long she's been acting, but like it's a big enough franchise that like it doesn't really need her to do success in box office.
But you need everybody on the team to hop on board and push it, because these there's no movies playing in theaters anymore. And when they do make that initial push, to put these movies out, you need to go ahead and jump on board, be a team player, get on social media and push. You need to to shield these movies, because you may not have a budget in the future. What you gonna do? You're gonna do all these independent movies. I mean, I love independent movies, but these guys are like A-level actors. They need to push and push and push, and so they can make movies in the future. Unless you don't want to, but then let someone else go there and take that spot and be that actress for that movie.
I get that. But then I also see like, like for actresses and actors too, like she's probably doing a press tour for it as well. So, I guess she sees it like, all right, already giving y'all countless interviews and news interviews and, all this like press that goes along with the film that you really don't need me on social media to push it. Like, I'm doing enough outside of social media.
Yeah, but if you use your social media, you can have your perspective, your voice. If you have someone else, when you do those press runs, they're gonna nitpick and chop and clip, and they may not push what you're trying to convey with those movies.
Mhm.
Your experience with the movie. So with social media, you have your own voice. You have your own voice to push your lens of how you see the movie and anything in life that you have. Man, the media is very, very manipulative on what you say. They can just clip here, clip there, and then now you have controversy. When you push it through your own social media, for this professional aspect, then you can have your own voice.
I understand. I get that. I, oh, I get that. No, I was just laughing because I guess from her standpoint, she's like, well, you know what? I could probably just avoid all of that by just not being on social media at all.
Okay.
You think so? No, I agree with you, but I'm just saying, like, from her perspective, that's probably what she's thinking. Like, well, I don't have to worry about anything being misconstrued or even trying to prove myself because I'm not on social media.
Okay, then next time when you want to go out for a movie, just turn it down. Turn it down or let someone else get it because someone else will be. There's a million other actresses that are willing to do what they need to do to move up in Hollywood.
I know, and it's really like when you think about Scarlett Johansson, like she's been in a lot of movies, like uh, Jurassic World being this one, but all the Avengers movies. Like it's crazy that she skated by doing all these movies without like having a social media presence. Uh, and so
But in the Avengers, there's a million other actors. There's
that's true.
the people in the movie that can push the movie. So that's why she was able to skate by. But this movie was just her. I mean, she's probably pretty much the main actress in this movie, right? I mean, I'm not sure,
Yeah,
but
yeah, but kudos to Scarlett Johansson. We'll see. Some people say that they might not do it for now, and who knows? In 2 weeks, we might just see a new Instagram page pop up for. So yeah, I think that that's an interesting topic. Another thing that we have going on in the real rundown is South by Southwest. Have you heard about it?
yes, I have. Yes, I have. I went there one time with.
Really?
I went there one time, but it was on the music aspect. Uh, one day, Big Bone, Pensacola rapper, asked me, "Hey, you booey, let's go to South by Southwest tomorrow." We went up there. We went to Austin, Texas,
Yeah.
and then just because he wanted to kind of like mingle and network with the other, I guess all the music artists and everything. And then we ended up shooting a music video
Oh
out
man.
there. So we actually like went to the Texas Longhorns field and shot a video that we just
Dang.
we just we just guerrilled it. We just went over there,
I
went by
ain't
the
mad.
field. We shot in front of there, and then we went to all the graffiti art in Austin and shot that video. And yeah, that video actually did well.
That's what's up. Yeah. So that's amazing. And you know how I feel about guerrilla filmmaking. For you all who do not know what guerrilla filmmaking is, stay tuned to our podcast because we're gonna have a episode about that. But no, like I still have not made it to South by Southwest. It is on my bucket list of festivals that I would like to go by. But for you all who are listening and do not know what South by Southwest is, it's a huge film festival, or I guess you say film festival, but they have other stuff going on too. But predominantly like a huge film festival where they showcase like a lot of films and a lot of films that end up going or being selected at South by Southwest are a lot of films that we later see on streaming platforms, in theaters, really just all across the board. So they have like incredible, the top of the line movies that showcase and premiere at this film festival.
Yeah, that's on my bucket list as well, man. If I could get a film at South by Southwest, man, you've made it. That's like if you get it at South by Southwest, or if you get it to what's the one in Colorado,
Sundance.
Sundance.
Yeah.
Oh,
They kind of go neck and neck, really, but yeah, they have some incredible films there. And Now that we mentioned South by Southwest, the acronym for it is SXSW. So like a lot of films, a lot of trailers that come out, it'll show that like premiered at South by Southwest in the trailer before it comes on to kind of like give that credit to where it originated from. Um, but with that being said, South by Southwest took place this past week, and it had some amazing films that showed out. The crazy thing about when you look at them films that are at South and South by uh-oh. The crazy thing that about the things that happened at the films at South by Southwest is that like when you look at them, they don't give a lot of like background story about the films that are there. Like it's real secretive. They keep it real like tight lip on like what comes and what shows and like even the movies that premiered there. I was trying to like look it up and get
Yeah,
some.
I couldn't find anything either. The two films that you're gonna mention, I couldn't find anything on
Yeah,
them.
it's hard. Like the trailers aren't out yet. Like they keep it real, just like tight for the festival to where it's really like exclusive rights for South by Southwest with the films until they later come out. But I do have two films here that I kind of found information on that I would like to talk about that kind of were like interesting to me. One of them is called Good Boys. Do we have a
Thought I
any?
had it downloaded, but you can go ahead and talk about it and see if I can find it.
So, Good Boys is this film that premiered at South by Southwest. It is a horror film, but the interesting thing about it that really made it stand out at South by Southwest is the fact that it is told from a unusual perspective. So, it's called Good Boy, but it's a horror film told from the perspective, from what I have gathered, of the dog. So like how they say, for people who have animals or animal lovers, they say that like animals can sense like supernatural and unnatural things. And so I guess the premise of the film is a horror film where a ghost or a supernatural entity is hunting a house and the dog senses it. And so but the reviews for it has been kind of like across the board really good. They say that it kind of keeps you on the edge because you're sensing it from the dog. Hold on, let me see what we have going on here. Uh, so
Well, let me actually go ahead and do this little
all right, so we're gonna try to get a
try
little
to get a
picture for it just
screenshot.
to get y'all so y'all can look at it. But however, the film did really well. I'm interested to see it because a horror movie from a perspective of a dog, but not like I don't even think the dog talks. What's that? Do you know that movie? It's a movie that came out like in the '90s. And it was from a perspective of a dog, but the dog was like talking and stuff.
I don't know. I wasn't into any kind of those type of movies where dogs are
If
talking.
y'all know, put it in the comments. If y'all are watching the movie, it was about a dog in the '90s, and the dog was like, it wouldn't look who's talking to, because that was from a kid's perspective.
Hmm.
But it was like that about a dog. But anyway, I don't think this one is narrated by a dog. I think we just like
Here we go.
follow the dog. And so this is
That's
again,
the
this is like the first look image of the movie Good Boy, and I believe that this is the dog and the hunting that we.
I love how they set the light on
Yeah,
it.
that is real nice. So this lighting puts me in the mind frame of Insidious. You know what you seen Insidious?
No man, I need to catch up, man. You need to get. You
Boo,
need to. I need.
tomato. No,
I'm like rom com lover by heart. So
no, that's great, bro. But no, so that lighting kind of reminds me of Insidious, but I'm interested to see it. There was a movie that came out earlier this year, in the last year, around the lines by director Steven Soderbergh, who is like a renowned filmmaker. He is known for making films using like the bare minimum. Like he made this one film that did really good in the theaters, and he shot it all on the cell phone.
oh okay.
And this one I think he just shot with like a gimbal. Like so, I saw like a article where he shot it with a gimbal and I think like a Sony FX9. Yeah,
What?
they like it's like people who were on set sharing tweets and stuff about him just walking around in like slides, just like with just like a regular like Ronin gimbal and this camera, just like
I mean, FX9 is just like an FX3, which shot the Creator, which is
yeah,
like a Sony A7S3, which is an
it's,
A7 III.
right, which is
So I
what we
mean,
have.
exactly,
uh,
exactly.
but that presence, I don't think it's came out on streaming yet, but it was recently in theaters. What made it stand out, which just kind of puts me in the perspective of this movie, Good Boy, is that it was a horror movie told from the perspective of a ghost. So like you are, I didn't see the movie, but the movie is told from the perspective of the ghost,
Oh wow.
and they say it's really chilling and stuff. So I'm from what I can just think with him walking around with a gimbal camera, is that he is the ghost.
No, that's dope. That's similar to the movie that you talked about last week
Which movie?
when they shot that from POV. The
Oh
one that,
yeah, Nickel Boys.
yeah, Nickel Boys. Yep.
Yeah, so Nickel Boys. I know, like it's really interesting that the movies that are really kind of taking box office leads or like festival leads are really like movies that break the rules for filmmaking.
Love it.
Even
Love it.
shooting it from like a POV or like from like a different perspective really kind of amplifies that being a filmmaker you don't have to follow the rules that people tell you to do. That like when you break the rules or do things your way, that you can really open doors and break barriers and create new ways of content to make things. And so I think that was pretty interesting. Another film though, going back to South by Southwest, that we talked about, or that I want to talk about, is this documentary that was produced by Issa Rae called Seen and Heard. It's basically about black films and black movies that were made, and how they were made for different networks but later dropped. And how I saw in a interview with her from South by Southwest where she was talking about like how a lot of networks back in the day would use predominantly black led or black owned TV shows to kind of like help build numbers. And once those numbers were built, they would just drop the show.
Yes. Friends.
Yeah, yeah, Living Single, like yeah,
Jack Living Single. I love Living. I love Tootie.
yeah.
Oh,
And so yeah, that is just a prime example of it. So this is a still from her talking about it. Like I said, with South by Southwest, they haven't dropped trailers or anything yet, so we get what we can take. And so this is something that is, but they say that was makes this documentary different is that it's a documentary, but it's shot in a cinematic way. So it's shot not really of like interviews one on one, but from like a cinematic type of a viewpoint, which kind of like makes it stand out. And so
okay.
I am excited about seeing that as well.
Yeah, me as well. Man, I love all the stuff that she's putting out. She's a great producer as well. So
All right, so now let's get into the meat, y'all, of tonight's conversation, which is basically like we want to just kind of talk about like coming up from an idea. How do you get an idea from paper to lens? What does that look like? And we'll be talking about here coming up in conversation, like from a film perspective, because I mainly do a lot of film work. Yabui does a lot of film work too, but he is a mastermind of shooting music videos, y'all. I've only shot like probably not even a full handful of music videos, so I'm really, along with you all, interested in tapping into his mind frame, as well as sharing some insight from my own. So one question that I want to start off with just asking you, Yabui, is like, uh, why are visuals just as important? Like so you've done film work too. So I'm gonna ask from a film perspective, and then I want to ask from like a music perspective. Like,
okay.
why are visuals so important?
I mean, as far as music videos, I mean, it's just marketing. You need to get everybody to see you, convey the message. I mean, a lot of the times actually on music videos, it could be any. You don't have to go all out with it, but um, artists like that I love to work with is Boneface.
Oh yeah,
Because we have this I don't know, this synthesis of ideas. He says what he wants, and then I produce it, and then he loves it. So, I mean, that's he always goes outside, looks outside the box, and creating these videos with color and just different ideas that that no one else is doing. So I definitely love him. He's like the Kendrick Lamar of Pensacola, you know. So and his music has substance, so it's really easy to create the music videos for Boneface because all his music has substance. There's always something that he's trying to say in each song.
Yeah, so with that with that, right? Um when you hear a song or when an artist comes to you and asks you a question like so like I'm sure like for you doing music videos, the first thing you do, like you don't get a script, you get like music, right? So I'm sure like you hear the song, like I'm sure I can only assume that like you get a chance to kind of like feel the song out as well. But like do artists come to you with ideas or do they like do make like just from general standpoint, do a lot of artists come to you and be like, hey, like I got this idea, like I want to shoot it this way, this way, this way, or do they come to you and be like, hey, like I got this dope song and I want you to listen to it and what do you tell me what do you see?
Yeah, for the most part, it's like you buoy, you're the professional. Let me leave it up to you. I'm like, oh, but then I'll come up with a dope concept. I'm like, okay, you need to go get this, go get this, go get this, and then day of the shoot, oh, I didn't get any of that stuff. All right, or they say they want to be different. You know, with some of these artists here. Oh, you buoy, I wanna get a nice car and then shoot in front of this nice car, and I'm gonna bring lots of money out here, and then we're gonna get girls. I want to be different, you know, and
Can we get some for those who want to be different?
I love it, but I have to do my job, and the best way to learn filmmaking is through music videos because zero budget. You know, it's guerrilla warfare out there shooting these videos because you're gonna go to locations where you're not allowed to get into. You're basically gonna shoot everything and ask for permission later, or just wait for the cops to show up, and then you just move to a different location. That's how it goes. I've shot in, all the hoods in Pensacola. I've shot in Zone 6 in Atlanta.
Oh wow.
I've shot it at the Calliope projects in New Orleans. There's me and Jay Ski, Free Jay Ski. We hopped the fence, went into the Calliope. I think that's where Young Money or Cash Money grew up. You Lil Wayne and all
Yeah.
them. Yeah, yeah. So when and that those projects were actually shut down because of Katrina. So it was a fence around the whole projects. So we had to like pull a truck up to the fence and then hop the fence and then walk into the projects, which were abandoned. There was nobody in those projects.
That sounds intense, but like a good time. Like those
Yeah.
are the stories that you live for on set where you could just like break the rules and just make magical, you know.
Yeah, I was excited, but then I was scared at the same time because you don't know because we like walked into the projects and then we climbed up the stairs. I didn't know if the stairs were gonna collapse, and we were kind of stupid, because it was just totally empty. And if the police would have pulled up, man, we would have been in trouble. It's in New Orleans,
Oh, yeah,
you know
for
what I'm
sure.
saying? And you get this whole crew from J Ski, like 10, 15 people deep, hopping the fence and going into these projects and just hanging out, like like another day, but
Yeah, so I just noticed that we have a comment from Marcus Miller. It says, "Sup, fellas? What's up, Marcus?" So
So
Marcus
Marcus.
is a incredible. Well, I'm not gonna say incredible because I don't want to fill his head, but he is a okay actor. You all, he does some great work. No, he's really is a talented actor, and I've I've been fortunate to work with him on the upcoming series, The Peppermint Lady. So thank you, Marcus, for tuning in tonight. Give us some hearts if you can in the comments, and some likes, definitely for sure. But so like with that being said, coming back to you, Yabui, has there ever been like a moment where like what you so say you pitch an idea to an artist, right, and they don't like it? Has it been like a moment like that, and how do y'all kind of work that out?
They love my ideas, but like I said, there's no budget to get my ideas pushed all the way through. So that's why, like I said, when I work with Boneface, comes up with the ideas. He actually buys the props for the video,
hmm
and then he gets people to come in and participate in the video, which is the most important thing. Some of these artists, they have all the friends in the world, but when it's time to shoot, just me and them, and then we have to make it's sometimes it's like a party song where there's like supposed to be me and people partying, but then it's just them and me. I'm like, bro, like how are we supposed to do this video? So
So, just from me looking on social media and then really talking to you in conversation from the projects that you work with Bonefest, I've seen his music videos and his concepts are so just dynamic and like against the grain, a lot of them, and I love that. And so, for you working with him, how do you take like what he gives you and kind of bring it to life? Like, do y'all kind of like does he shoot you like visuals of like things or concepts, or does he kind of like draw pictures? I know he's a amazing tattoo artist, so I know he can draw. Does he kind of like draw things out for you, or is it just kind of like y'all kind of bouncing ideas off like back and forth, word of mouth?
basically we just there's really no preparation, bro. But he'll like text me like, oh, I have this idea. He'll give me like a couple of sentences, and then we show it to a location, and then that's where we start to create, bring the props in, and then that's when I make the decision. So I can actually pull up a video here.
Yeah, let's
And
see,
then,
let's see
um,
one.
Give me just a second. Pull it up.
Because I think this is real interesting. I think like this also speaks to like filmmakers in general. Like I'm always interested to talk to different people in film for the fact that like there are more ways to shoot film. Like for instance, like you do a lot of like improvisation where you
Yeah,
and
always,
yeah, like
always, yeah.
yeah,
So
but like the work that y'all do is just like incredible.
I appreciate it.
Um,
And that's shooting these music videos and then just thinking off the top at that moment to set up the lighting and just set up the way you want to frame everything. That really, really, really helps you with filmmaking. So shooting these films, Rico just has to give me the word. Sometimes I don't read the script. No, I don't read the script, but he just says, "This is what we're doing," and then I set up everything and then we run it and then that's it. So let me start this video out. It's called "Prayed For" by Boneface.
oh yeah.
It's Halloween time. That's spooky scream time. I'm not.
Okay, so in this opening scene here, we this was at my old studio. He basically, if you can see right there, he brought out like an old Nintendo gaming system, and then we were trying to make the game show on the monitor here, but it wasn't showing. But then you know what?
But
The
no
the
signal looks
no
good.
signal looks dope too, especially for the for where the song is in this. So let me go ahead and play it.
And goblins too. We're dressing scary, and she'll be very frightened when we jump out at you.
Okay, you hear that playing in the background?
hmm
Okay, so Boneface, I think he went to Amazon and bought this little clown, right?
Yeah, it's
And
kind of creepy.
the clown was playing that sound. So that sound, that audio is not the song. It's actually the little clown that's singing that. It's like a little evil clown, like moving around and everything. So that's it. We started that just to make it like kind of eerie and scary.
Boom!
I'm here for the money and fame. They say that it comes with some pain that'll drive you insane. Nobody is here alive. All of them died. Something.
Yep. So so we have we set up a little trap house here. We get the little flower and that stuff right there on the top left there, on the middle left there. That you figure out what that is, and then we have the talent in the background acting like they're high.
Kill the Messiah. Who is your God? Do you?
Yep, there it is.
That's the clown that
That's
was
the
just-
star. He got that from Amazon.
Wait, so
and-
that clown was the one that was just saying?
yes, that clown was the thing, and then this became the star of the whole movie. Then we have look at the bottom there. We have some some Hollywood style weapons. Prop weapons. Nothing real, just prop weapons.
Know you is your God. Go get what you pray for.
Yeah, I love this. This is one of my favorite shots. It's a wide shot. We have him looking into the TV screen. I have him lit with one of the nanolights that we talked about last week,
Oh,
with a little
man.
blue on here, a little red in the back. I have this is on the second floor of my old studio, so I had a red light on a C stand propped all the way up and shooting through the window. And then you can see right there, she's actually smoking, I don't know, cigarettes. And then you have the baby daddy right there.
Go get what you pray for. Go get what you pray for.
Listen,
Go get what
you
pray
nigga
for.
just live.
Boom. So we got just have this little shot right here from the top, and we do all this just right then. We don't have any shot
See,
lists.
that's
We
what-
don't think that we're just like, okay, I have the lighting set up. All right, let's do this. Boom, that's how I want to shoot it. So I wanted to shoot from this angle to make him look like he's overbearing,
Mhm.
and then have them small and little and high.
See, this is what I'm talking about, Yabui. This is amazing because, like, for y'all to get like these great shots, like on the spot with no planning, like, dang, that's
In the middle of the night,
yeah,
bro.
that
In
is
the-
skill, man.
because some people didn't show up, so he had to call his sister, he had to call his family, and they had to show up to the video. So I go and let it play a little bit more.
Yeah.
To die, shit, I'm dying to live. Ignoring the prophet that might say your life too lazy to open your hands and pick up the shit that I'm trying
Yeah. So yeah, Boneface had to show them how to do this part right here, lighten up the little wherever they're lighting up over there.
to kill. They lying and hip, the face good and it tastes good. The bitter truth a little too sour.
He don't really drink that stuff, but you have to bring in that MD40 in there.
Mm-hmm.
We use that in What the Heart Wants as well. That was a prop.
Afraid of all that come with true power, never knew power. Caught it staring in the mirror at me. Conversated, got acquainted with it. Found out I was a god impersonating middleman. They were blazing 20s on a built can. Living room looked like a hookah lounge, but the waitress wasn't serving cocktails, and they wasn't passing no.
Yeah, I love this shot. Just a
With
smoke.
the smoke, yeah.
All right, so good with the smoke. If you want the smoke to be accentuated in your films or any kind of photography, if you always want to backlight it, to give it depth, and it can make that smoke. So that goes for smoke, that goes for rain. If you want any of that stuff to stand out in your video, you definitely want to backlight all that stuff. Also, then when you backlight things, now you can have a little silhouette. And I didn't even notice this part on the bottom right. Look at her, boom. See, everybody plays their role. I didn't even notice that till right now. Look at that, boom. We got the man. Yes, like serendipity. If everybody does their job when they show up, you capture something like this.
Hook around, traumatized. You can
Okay. Oh, let me back it up a bit. Sorry. A little bit right there. So yeah, so this gorilla, and this is Anwan or Boneface's brother from another mother. He shows up to every video, always participates. We're in the gorilla outfit, and Boneface basically just saying, right here, you're gonna follow the crowd. And you want to pray for money? All right, we're gonna give it to you. So he's giving them the money. Oh, you pray for money? All right, you're gonna have to dress up like a gorilla and get this money.
Oh man.
you can see the pain in mama eyes, born in it. None of us was sworn in it. Rough current, no
Yeah, so it's just
battles, can't fight, we're going with it. To know that your privilege a blessing, I don't even know how it feels. So broken if given the tools, shit, I wouldn't even know how to build. Systematic, it's traumatic, ain't it? Different views, look at how they paint it. Who determine what's really art, or good and all the things we pick apart? Look.
See, we all do something for money. You know what I'm saying?
Do we?
I mean, people in general. I don't. I mean, if I did for money, my prices would be skyrocket high. But I still,
I'm just talking.
I try to keep my prices reasonable. But I wish I could. I need to move to a bigger city to make this money go up.
Never live here, baby. Faucet water, probably why I'm crazy. Told them I don't do this shit for free. They ran live, called a nigga lazy. Pick up the pay, kill a track.
All right, so that's just a little snippet of that video because I don't want to I can just do this all day. So we spend hours just on one vid. But let's go ahead and push this along here. Let me go ahead and boom, and then switch to Calvo. Boom.
No, this was great. Thank you for sharing that. Cause we all just saw some really, and I see Ray Quinn.
What's up, Ray Quinn? And before we go any further, shout out to my boy Timid MC.
Yeah.
Shout out to my boy Timid MC. All right, a great rap artist. Okay, we became best friends over there in Tallahassee when I went to Florida State, and then he moved to Japan, became a translator. And so he speaks fluent Japanese. He's in Japan. He's been there for the last 20 years or so.
Really?
So that's my boy. Yeah, he's a great MC too. He's so lyrical. Yeah. Shout out Tim and MC. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
shout out to
Go
him.
back to Ray Quinn. Okay,
Okay,
okay.
yep. I was just saying he just saw I just saw where it popped up dope shot. So yeah, I mean it was a series of dope shots and man like we got I don't know, we got no hand clap. Anyway, I'm gonna just clap because like one impressive, which you my boy, I tell you this all the time. But two, that to know that you all get these shots and the concepts and just the overall stories and just everything like on the spot, like
On the spot. And let me switch it real quick. We've done like 12 music videos in that same location, whether it's the warehouse or up in that room right there where we shot those shots with the red light. 12 music videos in the same spot, but they all look different, So, it's sometimes not about locations, about just being creative with the lighting and just bringing the props and every way to get vested in that concept or music video.
So contrary to your boo, y'all, I don't know. No, I'm not. So I have not shot anything. I'm a planner. I have to plan it all out from mood boards to shot lists to storyboard sometimes, and like I go into everything that I do with a plan. A lot of times, like I said, I'll uh write out a shot list, and if I don't have a shot list, I'll make a mood board, and if I don't make a mood board, like I'll draw it out with a storyboard and stuff. And so I actually I have some stuff that I want to show to just kind of like give some examples of that as well.
Okay,
So
let's see it.
let's start off with 6 feet from the gun. So just giving you all some backstory about 6 feet from the gun. It's this short film that I did back in 20. I wrote it originally at the end of 2020. It centers around the George Floyd protest that took place within our nation and all the turmoil that kind of followed. But really the protest that centered around it. And so during the protests when they were going on, I was out taking pictures, being a photographer,
Okay.
just trying to capture the moment while also making the stance. And so I decided to write a short film, kind of just seeing, detailing both ends of the spectrum. So like for me doing it, I was like, I want to like center it around this issue, but I want to also like give like a Malcolm Martin type perspective
Okay.
to it. And so like even when I started like writing it out, a lot of times people come up to me and they're like, all right, as a writer director, because I write a lot as well, how do you start? And so I just kind of like take it back to elementary school and I just be brainstorming. Like I have an idea. I'm like, all
See,
right.
I need to work on that process. That's what I love about what you do. You have the whole process. I'm a music video person, so we just show up and go. But shooting these films, shot lists are very, very important. So
Yeah, so for me, like I said, just doing it, I even think for 6 feet, if you show it real quick, I took a picture of the notes that I originally wrote and then we'll kind of go from there. So it's gonna say in the queue 6 feet notes.
Street notes. Let me
Yeah.
go and look for that one. I'll pull it up. It's actually the thing that's not pulling up. Everything else pulls up except for the notes. Let me
All right, it's all good. It's all good. So basically, like, what I do is like, all right. So for this film, I was like, it was dealing with the George Floyd protest. So, I knew that I wanted to make some notes. Like, I wanted to make a film about it, and I wanted to really focus in on the different perspectives or stances, you might say, of filmmaking. So, or not of filmmaking, but a protest. So like, you're either for it or you're against it. So that's basically where it centers around two characters. One of the characters happened to be a photographer who was going out and taking a stance for the protest, and the other person was, total opposite. Oh, okay. So yeah, so here's just you all can look at. So yeah, like I was saying, like 6 feet from the gun, Malcolm Martin, maybe a continuation of the 6 foot series. So originally I wrote like a love story called Love Me 6 Feet Away. We'll talk about that later. But I wanted to touch on the importance of the Black Lives Matters movement, during the pandemic, conversations between two men. One, like I see noted right here, is a photographer who was going out every day taking pictures. The other one, just a friend, doesn't really, mess with the protest, feel like it'll make a difference. But basically, like, this is my notes and my ideas coming out before I even wrote a script. I was like, this is like, for me writing a script, I know what I want to convey, not necessarily the story. So like I start from the top of like, okay, this is what I want to do. And I just kind of like, as you can see here, just start and just kind of with each
And you're such an academic, bro. I wish I could be like this. This is great, bro. This makes the job so much easier when you get on set.
And so I just kind of like break it down. I'm like, all right, like, I believe it's all down, like due down, people will go back and, to their normal lives. Like I kind of like give little perspectives of what I have in mind for dialogue. And then I take it from there. So also in the queue, Yabui, if you look, it is going to be another thing that says 6 feet screenplay. So I want to show y'all the scene first, and then along with the script, and then I want to show y'all rewind and show y'all how we broke it down for the storyboard.
Got you.
So
Sorry, everybody. I'm trying to do the production here, and
I know Yabui's killing it. You all behind the scenes.
No,
all right.
don't
So
try.
in the comments, I see my cousin Meg B. Thanks for tuning in, as well as Gene Alexander.
Gene, the GOAT.
Yeah, Gene stars in 6 feet, so it's great that he was able to tune in. I see Lisanne said storyboards are good for a film plane. They really are, and we're finna go into more detail about that. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Y'all give us some hearts and some likes in the comments. Ray Quinn said 6 feet was really good. Thank you.
Yes, it was. Yes, 6 feet was very, very good.
I will say that like this film, 6 feet from the gun, is probably my most heart-wrenching film. I feel like every time people watch it, they
Yes.
cry.
Yeah.
I put a lot into it. Do we got the video yet?
Yeah, is it clip 43 clip?
It's
Channel
gonna say
40?
no, it's gonna say 6 feet.
Screenplay 2.
Yeah, screenplay
movie?
2.
All right.
So
Cool.
yeah.
Let's go and play it.
All right. Hold on. So this what I'm finna
No,
show.
it's because of
pause real
him
quick.
that we are what we are now.
So this what we're finna show is a clip from the film, and I paired it along with the script that was written out, so you all can kind of see like the shots as well as the script, as how it was acted and how it was written, and then how it ended up coming out in film. So we go ahead and play that real quick.
No, it's because of him that we are what we are now, still fighting for our lives. Only us as black people in this nation would come together and armed ourselves, we wouldn't be having this problem. Do you think about it? Why is that in 2020 we're still being oppressed? When in fact we're the world's most powerful race.
Who you supposed to be? Old dude from Black Panther? This is America we talking about. You can't just go about doing things your way like that.
Oh, that lighting though. Love
Thanks.
it. Love it.
So good. So shout out to Destin with Lindsay Films, as well as the DP cinematographer of this film was Doug Stanford. Great, incredible people in the local film community. But yeah, I'll talk more about them in a minute.
Yo, shout out to Lisa on Villa will make the right play. All right, I'm gonna go and play it, okay?
Oh yeah.
Love it.
To be honest, Darren, you don't care about black lives yourself. You don't give a damn about any of this until you realize you can go out there and snap a few little photos.
That's not true. I'm the one out there on the front lines, risking it, trying to record history. All of this will be in a history book one day.
Nah, cuz. What you doing out here is making a damn fool of yourself. That's what you're doing. But hey, you're great at it. You and everyone else out there singing Kumbaya. It's pathetic. Y'all let me know when you get tired and want to take some real
Mike, it's people like you that hold our people back. We rather sit around and fantasize about some revolution that's never gonna happen because deep down inside, you scared as shit than to stand up and go out there and fight for our equality and unity.
And those tight shots are everything, bro.
Thank you.
So you mean to tell me that a police at a protest stands 6 feet away from you, points his gun at you, and you point your little camera back. Both y'all take y'all shots, and you be the one to walk away untouched.
Chills, bro.
Thank you.
Chills.
No, it's because of him
And shout out
that we
to you
are
for
now,
for
still
also
fighting
for.
our lives.
Hold on, let me hit pause. real quick. I'm
Us-
sorry. Shout out to you for setting this up where you have the script at the bottom here.
Yeah.
What?
Look, let me tell you, that was not easy, but I'm glad it came out as great as it did. I appreciate that.
Man, I've seen this before, but just listen to this little clip, man, I got chills again.
Thank you. Thank
Man,
you,
get
bro.
bravo, bro, bravo.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that for sure. Also, we got Gene in the comment section, but also let me get a shout out to my boy Darrell, who starred along with Gene. Man, give him a little
Yeah.
he kills this role.
That was from the wrong podcast. I meant to do this
They
one.
not like us. They not like us.
Hey, sorry.
I'm weak. I'm sorry. Oh no, but so yeah, they are two dynamic actors who are really just taking the reign on everything, and so
Yes,
definitely.
yeah.
But
Sorry, man.
no, that
Y'all
was
y'all
great.
so good. I wish. I mean, I've worked with Gene, but I wish I could work with everyone that's on your projects, man. They all do. I think as you as well, you probably give them just great direction, and they can just feed off of it, and you just, man, you're such a great leader on set, bro.
I appreciate that,
Yeah,
bro.
okay. Go ahead, my bad. Mike.
No,
Go ahead.
you're good. So now that you all have kind of seen like what the final product was, and had a chance to kind of see it from the script to the film, it took a minute for us to get there. So, funny thing about this, we shot this all in we shot this all in one day. But the process leading up to it was probably like a week and a half. So the backstory with this film was I was trying to submit it for a director's program, which ended up being canceled due to the pandemic. You all, I was very heartbroken by this. Anyway, so I had to make a film to submit it for it. And so I wrote this script about it real quick, and I sent it out to like I told you, Doug Stanford, who was the DP for this film.
Okay.
And so leading up to it, I sent him the script, and I was like, "This is what I wanted to do." And you mentioned the tight shots, the close ups
Yeah.
and the medium close ups. I want to keep it real close because I feel like keeping it close for the actors
Yes.
really like showed the emotion.
Yes,
and, like
I can feel it, bro. I
Yeah.
can feel it.
There's nothing else in the shot to like distract you from what's going on in the story. And so with that being said, so I have some reference pictures starting out. So
Okay, you gotta give me just a second.
it's gonna say 6 feet reference pictures. And so like for me being a director, when I'm reaching out to and working with a different DP or a cinematographer, like I want to try to convey, and I encourage all directors to do this, like make a mood board. And the best way to do that is like we mentioned in the episode last week, there are websites called shotdeck.com. You could go to Pinterest. I think the one that I am about to show you now, I just pulled the pictures from Pinterest. Canva now, and just basically you're making a collage of pictures to kind of like showcase the vision of what you're trying to achieve. And so for this, I just went and found some pictures from, like I said, like I think
It's on
Pinterest.
the storyboard.
Does it say 6 feet? No, it's gonna say 6 feet.
I see it.
Reference pictures.
Let me go in here real quick.
Yeah, that
Okay.
one right there. Yeah.
Okay. Here. Okay.
All right,
just
so-
a sec. Give
all
me a
right, so
second.
yeah,
I'll
so we're
just
coming up with
screenshot
that.
this.
But basically, like, what this consists of is just like stills or screenshots from other like movies and films and projects that kind of reflect what you're trying to convey in your film. And so, I sent this to him, and I was like, these are kind of like the shots I want. I don't necessarily want this type of tone. And when we talk about tone, a lot of films either have like a cooler tone, which means it is more like on the bluer side, or they are more warmer, which if you start paying attention, it looks like it's a little like orangier
There we
looking.
go.
So this is what I sent Doug starting off. I was just like, I'm looking for something, close to a natural light to feel a little moody. I have attached some pictures below to kind of show what I'm looking for. And so like when you look at and think about what we just saw with 6 feet from the gun, the little clip and everything, um, the tight shots of Jean on the couch kind of
Yes.
reflect no woman from Get Out. Uh
And you did all this prep. You did all.
yeah.
That's amazing, bro. I mean,
Uh,
that's why it came out so well. It looks so well put together. Like,
in contrast to thanks, I appreciate that for real. And then like uh Daniel Kaluuya is kind of like a reference shot for Darrell in the film as how he was kind of going back with
mhm.
Gene. And so I used that, and then from there I sent these reference photos, and I sent the script to Doug, and Doug kind of took what I sent him along with the shot list, and we don't have to show the shot list, but
Yeah.
he made a storyboard from it. And a lot of people like there are different ways of storyboarding. Storyboarding, for those who don't know, is where you have a drawn out version. There are different softwares now to where and I'll show you some examples of those coming up soon too, of where you can like digitally tell the program to show basically like a visual representation of like what the scene is that you're capturing. So for 6 feet from the gun, we used a we hand drew it, we went fancy. But the shot is like this scene right here, which starts off with Gene on the couch, which is what the first thing is, like, like no, it's because of blah blah blah, him arguing at the rail.
Mm-hmm.
And then the following shot would be the rail standing there, and then a two shot where you see like the two stick figures, Gene sitting on the couch and Darrell standing up, and then the close up shot that you were just talking about of Gene saying "to be honest" staring. But basically, like a storyboard is like a pre visual of what you're going to capture on the camera, and so
Hold on. Shout out to you, bro. I look at this and then I tell myself I need to do better. I need to do better.
I don't know.
I can't just rely on my wits just popping up because you make great stuff. I want to make great stuff like
Bro,
you,
you
bro.
make great stuff.
I know, but man, you have so much great preparation. Like, because when I get on set, like I might just miss something. You make sure nothing gets missed on set. That's the most important thing. Yeah.
I like this is just a conversation of just like praise really, because like I guess the same way you feel about me making plans, I'm like, man, the fact that you go out here and you like you make movies, you make music videos, you make so many dope projects uh off the dome, man. I mean, I never tried and I'm scared to ever try. But that speaks volumes from you, because like looking at the work that you produce and put out, man, that just like it's up there.
I appreciate it, bro. But people never come with a plan, bro. All the time. Every time we try to do something, everything always pivots like at that moment. So I'm like, I'm just not gonna plan because every time we plan,
So
it never. Go ahead.
oh no, say what you're saying.
No, that's all. That's all I had to say.
So speaking of plan, that reminds me. So last week I lied. I told y'all that me and Yabu we had never worked on the project, but we did, and I actually have some behind the scenes of that too.
Okay.
So what I thought was 2 years ago, which is now going on 3 years ago, I made a proof of concept trailer, which is, for those who don't know, a trailer when you're trying to work on a bigger project, you go ahead and shoot a trailer for the concept of what you're trying to make, and try to like build hype or bring in investors and really showcase the idea of what you're trying to portray. And so I have been working on this feature. Well, it's done now, but I have been working on getting a feature length film produced here coming up soon, called Sweet Dreams, which is a supernatural psychological horror centered around sleep paralysis. And so I had a back 2 years or so ago, I had another film event that I was working on, and I was like, you know what? I want to include something in this event to kind of build some hype, right? So out of nowhere, I call you boo. I'm like, hey, it was like a Friday. I call you boo. I'm like, hey, what you doing Sunday? And he's like, nothing. I'm like, I want to come together with you and shoot this idea. So I'm telling him about it, and he was like, okay, like we can make it happen. And so for me telling him about it, I didn't feel like I did a good job telling him about it. And I think even for myself, because of the type of person I am, like I had to have a visual to go by. And so I made a storyboard using Canva of what I was trying to show for this trailer called Sweet Dreams. And so I showcase that too. And so this right here is like uh I a storyboard. Not really a storyboard because it's not in order of the shots of scene, but this would be considered like a mood board, which a mood board is similar to a storyboard, but the mood board shows the mood of what you're trying to show. So like even when I showed the reference photos a few minutes ago for 6 feet, a lot of times as a director, when you're working with not only a DP, but even just other department heads from costume, from production design, art department, gaffing, like it gives and allows other departments to really come in on the vision of what you're trying to portray. And so I'm always a big fan. I always encourage people who are doing things in film, especially if you are not a one man band and you are working with people to like effectively communicate your vision, make a mood board. And so this is the mood board that I show Yabui. It centers around a couple where like everything starts off great. And then if you could scroll up a little bit for me, Yabui. So that's like a day in the park. They're in love. Everything's great. Oh, it's on one page.
Yeah, let me see if I can find something else. 1
All right.
second.
And so then there's another half which showcases like so in the trailer things get dark.
Yeah.
And so the other page of the storyboard kind of showcased what I was looking for from like in contrast to the light and the love that takes place within the trailer, the dark side. And so I'm gonna go back real quick behind the scenes and just scroll up.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
All right, give me 1 second. Let me
All
screenshot
right.
that real quick.
All right. And so like and the thing about this trailer too is that the trailer didn't have a script to it because I'm like, it's no talking, it's really just movement. And so I didn't really want to write a script out for it. Sometimes people do. However, uh I was like, I could just make a mood board, share it. And not only was I able to use this to share it with Yabui, the actors who I was able to bring in for the trailer, I was able to use it to them to kind of showcase this is what the actions I'm looking for, this is the mood I'm looking for. And so you all just kind of saw what it was before, where it starts off at the trailer where everything is kind of like hunky dory in love, a date in the park, but then things flip, and this is what I was trying to portray. And I think I'm gonna show y'all like a little piece of it real quick. Um, but looking at the reference photos on the screen, you'll be able to pick up like where the inspiration came from. Oh, inspo. So like how people be making like I heard people talk about making inspo boards where like you put different things that inspire you on it. uh Basically that's what a mood board is for film. And so definitely want to encourage people who are, even if you aren't a filmmaker but you have an idea for a film, or you're that person that's like, you know what, like Calvo, I got an idea for a film. I have the story in my head and I want to pitch it to you, or I want to talk to you about it. Make a mood board for it. And
Yeah,
so,
I think I definitely want to do that as well, bro. Because yeah, because it's not only for yourself. Is this the actors can get your perspective all the
yeah,
way to the T. So yeah, I definitely want to do better with that too.
yeah, no, I like I said, I encourage it for anybody because, like you saying that made me think about like I think as a director, like I don't always make it for like it's not really made for me. It's made for like other people to understand what I'm trying to say. Because like your boy when you see a script or you see a film idea, like film can be, and everybody else who is watching the podcast, you can read something. 10 people can read the same thing and interpret it 10 different ways. So
Yes.
if you have nothing to like nothing tangible to attach to it to follow it by, like the vision can go.
Exactly, and,
all-
and there's only so much that you can say. There's only so much you can say, and they can interpret like a million different ways. But you providing these mood boards and the storyboards. I mean, you know exactly, what you're thinking and which one to show at the end. So
Yeah, and so we're just gonna show like a little clip of the
okay, okay. Give me just a second. For some reason the movie file, so I'm gonna have to play it right here,
all right.
and then okay. Once everybody just give me
All right.
just a second. I'm gonna do
So
better
if y'all are
next
in the
week.
comments, y'all be sure to give us some hearts and likes. Does anyone have any questions about anything in pertaining to mood boards or scripts or anything?
Here. Yo, what's up, Maverick? What's up, bro?
Oh yeah,
Another
Okay, I see you
filmmaker.
can
What's
now-
up,
yeah.
bro? What's up, bro? Let me go and play this. I got like a million different places here.
All
All
good.
right, here we go. Music selection's everything, bro.
All right.
Sound.
Appreciate that for real. So starting out, you all, I'm gonna kind of talk over this a little bit. So it starts off where you just saw.
That's okay. We're gonna play this. We'll get when I put this on YouTube, I'll just mute it.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So you can just cut the volume down from the video.
Yeah, here we go. I got
And
you.
I just talk over.
Okay,
yeah.
here we go.
All right, so so as you all can see, like this is just like some of the shots from the mood board where it showed the people in the park, holding hands, a couple proposing, and so like for me talking about this with Yabui and the other crew members that we had out that night, it really gave them a visual for what we was going for. However, like as you can see now, things are starting to get a little dark. I was really inspired from the shots and Get Out of Daniel Kaluuya that had the purple on them.
Yes.
Because you don't really see, like you see a lot of times where people do stuff with horror and they use a lot of blue. And so adding that purple tint
Yes.
really kind of like amplified it and gave it more of a nightmare feel. I felt a little bit. And so even the blue on Sade, and also shout out to Isaiah and Sade who starred in this proof of concept trailer. And so yeah, just like I said, different shots and different things, and I feel like the mood board was able to, like, for sure, I think with Yabui and as well as the actors and everyone else, give them an idea of what what I was trying to capture for the trailer. All right, and it kind of ends from there. And so, you know what? I just thought about one more thing too, Yabui. So last week, during our tech talk where we talked about the gear, we talked about the NAND lights, right?
Yes.
And so, the thing with Sweet Dreams was everything that's lit. It looks so well lit, you guys. You can agree with me.
Yes, very well lit.
And it was all using the NAND light. And we can we're just gonna give a tidbit back for the NAND light. If you go back to the folder for me, Yabui.
Okay. Photo or video?
The folder.
No, photo or video?
Oh no, photos.
Photos. Okay.
Yeah. But it's in the drive.
Okay.
I got some behind the scenes pictures that just from set that day too of us using the NAND light. I was just gonna kind of like, since people have seen what it looks like, to give another like little visual to go along with it.
Go to back to the board here. Now, bro. Where's the behind the scenes? The BTS.
So go back to that one right there, and then these right here.
Oh, okay.
But no, so
go to the lights.
Right, yeah. So basically, wrapping up kind of what we've been talking about tonight is that it is more than one way to be a filmmaker. Um, and what works for one person may not work for another person. And so I think that like people who are in film and as people who inspire to be in film, like you just really have to trust your instinct and work what and use what best works for you. So like for me, I'm a planner, and so me planning shots and really trying to like dive into that is like how I feel I'm able to get some of the shots for some of the films that I work with. So this is a perfect look. Shout out to our boy Chad and Abdul.
Chad and Abdul. My
Uh,
sacred boys, what's up?
Yes, who were behind the scenes helping us with the lighting. This is one of Chad holding the Nan light. And I believe this was like took place in the scene of when we were outside of the Ritz Theater. Is it the Ritz? What's it called? The theater scene in the scene where he proposes.
It's
Yeah, it's the Ritz, ain't it?
right on Palafox, fella. It's
Yeah.
a church now. Yeah, it looks like a movie theater. That. Let me go ahead. Maybe I can just pull up that folder real quick. I need to change this XLR cord. This mic keeps going in and out.
Okay.
One moment. There we go. There we go. Now I can scroll through it.
Okay, yeah. All right, there we go. And so just some behind the scenes shots of us really being able to and showing the use of the Nan light. So this is really like what lit the subjects in the trailer. And you can see how it kind of is reflecting on Chad in the scenes, and that's just some behind the scenes of us working. But with the blues in the room, we took the way we were able to light that scene. You all, we had two Nan lights in use for the room. We had one on one side of the room that we were reflecting.
That lights you well, bro. Look at that. That's dope. That's a dope
It-
shot. Whoever did that BTS, these BTS pics are dope.
I can't remember who did BTS that day. Was it you?
No,
Oh, but yeah, we had one. We had two Nan lights. You all, purple shining in the corner of the room, and then blue just kind of illuminating the room. And so we were able to achieve a great look actually. And so,
oh, man, I can't hear. Yeah, looking at the trailer.
Mhm.
Dope, bro.
all right,
Cool.
yep, they can turn that off.
Okay.
All right. So I noticed that our time is going a little close to an hour. We have a lot more, and we could talk about this subject a lot more into detail. And we have some more things that we want to touch on about it. So be sure to tune in next week for part 2. But before we close out, I do want to open the floor real quick for any questions in the comments, as well as allow Yabui to share any final thoughts that he has before I share mine.
Okay. Well, I do a quick equipment thing. We're gonna switch it to me. I need to change out these XLR cords. I used it earlier today. I was doing the same thing. I think, but let's go ahead and go to the equipment. Here we go. We have this little fan. Right now we're using the Sony A7 IV, the Sony A7 IV to shoot this podcast, and it's notorious for overheating. So you get buy this $40 fan here, this $40 fan right here. It'll prevent your Sony A7 IV, any of those old Sonys at A6300 or any of the all those little mini cameras from Sony. Any of those that overheat, just buy this little fan here, and your camera will not overheat. Even though you're in the hot Florida weather, get this. It's by Ulanzi. You can get it on at B&H, or you can get it at Amazon. It's like $40, $30, something like that. And it's just a great tool to get, so you won't have anything overheating on your camera. So Ulanzi, right?
All right. Shout out to them. I have a Sony, and you put me on your boy because I'm looking at this fan. Like that is one thing that I always run into when I'm doing events and podcasts and everything else. Is Sony is a great camera, you all. but it does.
Oh yeah, you have an A6300.
Yeah,
You're
and
doing a
it be
podcast. With,
overheating.
yeah, yes sir,
It
yes sir.
does.
Yes, you need to get this fan, bro. Just make those cameras brand new. It'll make it run like these other cameras that we have, like your A7 III.
Yeah.
It will not overheat, bro.
And so definitely thank you for that. Can you tell the people where they might be able to find one at?
Yeah, Amazon, B&H, probably the best places and the best prices. So those would be the. And my battery's running. That's okay.
All right, so Amazon and B&H for that, you all. So for me, final thoughts coming up. Pre-production is the best production
Yes.
for film. And I think like today is kind of like a nod to that from us just talking about from different standpoints. Like for me, I kind of share some work and some, behind the scenes stuff where I didn't go into shot listing, which we'll go into on our next episode. So next episode, be sure to tune in. We have a lot more to cover. But like on storyboards and just notes and just really planning out, and even from like Yabui's perspective, like talking with people and really understanding what they're looking for and trusting yourself more than all. So like I think that is where I want to chip it off at is no matter what you do, you can only do it. Like we're all filmmakers out here. We all make films, but we're not going to make the same film like the next person does. And we can all coexist at the same time. And so despite what you do and how you do it, trust yourself to do it and you will do it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I love that.